Now I'm going to start adding the final hairs to finish up our wool. First, I'm going to add some dark hairs with 229 New Pastel Black. This time I'm going to use this end, which I've sharpened till it's very sharp. All four edges are sharp. So I'm going to start to add some of the black hairs using a zigzag stroke. These hairs form the mask around the wolf's face. Being careful to work in the direction the fur grows. And these are short strokes because the hair is short in this area. Let's put in these dark hairs around the eyes. Now, if you're more comfortable turning your paper, it's easier for you to add the hairs, then go ahead and turn it. I'm not real concerned about getting sharp hairs, very thin, fine black hairs. I'm more concerned about just getting black color in to make it dark enough so that our lighter hairs show up. There are a few hairs here. I'm going to put them in very lightly. You'll notice I flip my pastel around. It's whatever end is going to be easiest to get the effect that I want. There's a shadow around the nose. I'm going to add that. A little bit of Let's work on the other side. Just making short, random strokes, following the direction that the fur grows. These hairs on the outside are also black, and there's some white ones. We'll add a few now, and we'll add more after we put in the background. We'll just put a few. Now I'm going to add some 353 cordovan dark brown, the corners of the eyes. Down here on the tip of the nose. The hair around the nose up to the eyes runs in several different directions, and it all comes together up around the eyes. So do be careful when you're adding the hairs to follow the direction that the fur grows. A little more brown up here. Now let's add some lighter hairs. I'm going to use two colors. Well, actually, I have three. I have 249 warm gray, 299 very light gray, and 211 white. We'll use variations of those. I also have 247, which is light Naples yellow that we used up in the ears. We may use some of that as well. And you can see I've sanded the ends so that I have 4 sharp edges on each one. So I'm going to start with the 211 around the eyes. So the hair comes out and around. And from here it goes down the nose. Right now, we're just concerned about these. I'm going to switch to the 299, which is the gray, to do the hairs over the eyes. Now we'll go up the center. Now I don't want these to be too distinct. So they're very short. I'm just lightly putting them in. Now I can go back with my charcoal pencil and add in some darker hairs if I want. If it gets too, I can break it up. If there's too much light there. I'm going to switch to the 211. Add some brighter hairs. I want the brightest area to be right around the eye. Let's work under the eye. Sticking with the 211. Being very careful, make short little hairs. And the hairs get longer as they come down the side of the wolf's face. I have to stop every now and then to sharpen my pastel so I can get those fine little lines. Well, let's talk about, you mentioned it earlier, about integrating the eye into this fur. So I'm taking my black charcoal pencil, 6B, and I'm going to come under here, under the rim of the eye, and pull down little hairs into those hairs that are underneath the eye. I'm also going to use my white charcoal pencil, making sure it's very sharp. Add some little bright white. And if it breaks off, just blow the broken pieces away. Looks very nice. Now I want to make the hairs a little bit darker around the eye. So I'm going to go back with my 229 and do that. Anytime you feel like you need to add some dark back in, you can do it that way. Few across the nose. It's looking very nice. Let's finish this side, the right side, and then we'll go on with the left side. Now I'm going to switch to the 247 Naples yellow to add the little light hairs that come down out of the eye. They're very short. We don't want them to be too distinct. And then I will switch back to my 211. I'm just going to put a few, very lightly, little short hairs. I don't want them to be too distinct. I don't want them to take away from the other hairs that we're putting in. If you get one that's too bright, you can go in with your graphite pencil and take care of that.